Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of the Nottingham Forest career mode on YouTube. We are in the Capital One Cup. We've taken on Doncaster, and this episode goes through the whole of September. And let me say, this was a very successful episode. It's short because I'm only really showing you the gameplay of the goal score and maybe a couple of other things. But I sort of want to keep this episode short so I can keep going through the stuff, not have the episodes going for like 20 minutes every single episode. I want to get through every month in each episode, and then hopefully by episode 12 we'll finish season 1, and then we'll move on to season 2 where hopefully we'll be in the Premier League. This is the starting lineup we had against Doncaster Rovers in the Capital One Cup. And it is the debut of the black kit, the away kit that we actually have. And let me say, I really like this black kit. But Doncaster Rovers actually get the first chance, and the first goal actually, it was fair enough. Wellens, I think he was, as the commentator was saying, he's considering retiring, and that was kind of a stupid thing that we conceded a goal. But we were quick to strike back with Cox getting a great header there. Very successful header, gets us back on level terms, and we were level just a few minutes later. The first half was actually quite boring, so I didn't really have anything to show you anyway. We had the second half was full with attempts, but I didn't want to show you all of them because then I'd have like a good 10 minutes on just one episode, and it'd been ridiculous. But it does actually end up going to penalties, and which is really annoying because we should be clearing away teams like Doncaster, and they put away the first penalty. Sharp scores the first penalty. I think he's on loan. Then we have Lansbury taking a penalty. It looked like it was bad, but he tucks it away just fine. And we are level 1-1. And let me tell you right now, Coppinger gets ready to take his shot, and Darlow stood right still, and for some reason my controller was really weird in the penalty shootout, but he saves it anyway. And Darlow, oh, he's just been fantastic for me, hasn't he? He's been the best keeper in the Championship today. He has actually got the most clean sheets in the league. But our penalty gets saved after that, and it's down to Darlow to save another one, and he does. He saved 2 in a row. How amazing is that? And then we go on and have Patterson, the player of the month last month, score his penalty. The keeper didn't even go for anything, so I mean, it wouldn't have been that difficult for him, but still, you can never underestimate the tension of a penalty shootout. And then this guy Brown, he tucks one away after a bit of a hesitation. I went the wrong way anyway. And it came down to this part here. We have old Brighton taking his penalty, and he puts it away nicely, fooling the keeper going the other way. And then it came down to the last penalty. Wellens, the same person who opened up the scoring for the night, has to score. He is the captain for Doncaster, and if he misses, they go home with nothing. And he does. And Nottingham Forest progress into the next round of the Capital One Cup, where we will take on Cardiff City, the Premier League side. But anyway, we move on to the Championship, and Blackburn Rovers are the team we're facing in the first Championship match in September. This was actually a very good match. It was very close. Blackburn Rovers and Nottingham Forest are very evenly matched sides. And it was actually a very weird attempt, which was the first attempt on goal. Look at that. Very ambitious indeed for Rhodes, I think it was. But yeah, it didn't cause anything for him, fortunately. And then we go, and Jebo gets a goal. What a wonderful header that was. And oh my goodness, we are beating Blackburn Rovers 1-0. Another header. Fantastic stuff. Look at that movement there from Jebo. And moving on, it wasn't long before they ended up getting a free kick. And oh my goodness, what a free kick this was. Just watch. Fools it, passes it along, and then smacks it into the back of the net, and it is 1-1. Blackburn are back in the game, and we have to score again to get the victory. And let me just say, it was no easy feat. I kept on thinking that we weren't going to win the match, because every time I can see the goal, I'm just like, okay, well, EA's going to play a part in here. And however, Majewski actually gets a chance just on the break of half-time and almost puts one away, but the keeper, Robinson, makes a great save. And keeps Blackburn in it, really. And then we have another corner, but it comes to nothing. And we move on into the second half. And in the second half, Brighton cuts inside, and then we have Jebo, and then he passes it to Cox, and we make it 2-1. Is that a sweaty goal? I don't know, but who cares? We are winning In the 68th minute, Cox gets a goal, and it is 2-1. He has scored 2 goals in 2 different matches now. Fantastic stuff from Cox. Really impressed with him. And yeah, very good. Anyway, we had some pressure from Blackburn in the end, but we still managed to get the victory. Excellent stuff there. And we move on into the next match, which is actually against Birmingham City. And Birmingham had a terrible season in the real life last season. You know, they should be doing a lot better. I mean, they were in the Premier League, what, 2 or 3 seasons ago. And they're just not doing very well. If you can see right there, we are 3rd in the table, unbeaten. And we are just on a great roll at the moment. And we kept on putting pressure. And ultimately, all I wanted to do was get the victory. And it actually took until the 84th minute for anything to actually happen. Look at that. Brighton with a wonderful goal, making it 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. We had so many chances, but didn't put them away. And in the 84th minute, Brighton makes it count, and we defeat Birmingham City 1-0. Again, I apologise for keeping these highlights short, but I just want to get through the episode, get through the month, and, you know, the only way I can do that is by not having, you know, 20-minute videos for every single one, because it takes forever to commentate over, and it hurts my throat. But anyway, we move on to playing a match against Barnsley. I believe they were, like, bottom in the league at the time, and this match actually was a bit of a bittersweet match. I mean, obviously, I want to win as Nottingham Forest, but I'm actually, like, half from Barnsley, so it was a bit of a hard match to play, because I knew I was going to win, and it actually came from a very crappy, cheesy EA kind of goal, where Brighton hits the post, and then the defender knocks it in, which was a shame for them. But we opened up the scoring. I wanted to win, of course, but it was a bit of a hard one to go through with, because, you know, Barnsley are sort of like one of the teams I would support. Fortunately, well, I don't know if it's fortunately, but Barnsley returned the favour with some cheesiness. They actually get a chance here, and it's a handball penalty. How cheesy is that? I can't believe it. And I suppose from one cheesy goal that we scored, they sort of deserved that cheesy opportunity to get back, and they do score. Pedersen with the goal, and they make it 1-1, and it was very difficult to get back into the game, because Barnsley actually put on a good bit of defence. Look at that save there from Steele. Sorry, Patterson, I think it was, couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. And then again in like the 80th minute, in the dying moments, we had another good chance, and it actually almost went out there. Patterson had a chance here to make it level, and then Blackstock gets the goal. 83rd minute again, and we are winning 2-1 against Barnsley. What a fantastic goal that was. And it was over. We defeated Barnsley 2-1, just like we did against Blackburn. And we seem to be getting a lot of close matches at the moment. But we carry on to the Capital One Cup and face Cardiff City, a team that are in the Premier League and a one that we can really test ourselves against. And it actually was a very boring, tight sort of game. Not a lot of chances made. Cardiff City didn't actually have a single chance on goal in the first half. And it actually took until the second half for us to make this corner. And Jebba puts it away with a great header. 1-0 against Cardiff City, and we could very well be progressing into the next round of the Capital One Cup. How amazing would that be, guys? We're going to the round of 16 if we do progress. But look at that for a corner kick, and look at that for a header. 1-0 Nottingham Forest against Cardiff City, and we are so far completely unbeaten in this episode. How fantastic is that? And look at that, we do progress into the next round. Cardiff City really didn't put up much of a fight. We were pretty much dominant the whole match, but, you know, not a lot of opportunities really created. Theophil Catherine getting a cross in early on, which is kind of crap. The player that we actually wanted to sign as our new left back, but he was too expensive, so we didn't do it anyway. And then we move into the final match of the episode. We are first place, unbeaten, and we are facing Yeovil Town, possibly the weakest side in the Championship, a team that we should be sweeping away with the greatest of ease, as Booker C would say. And we get away with Lansbury, who puts in a fantastic performance in this month. I know you guys didn't see many highlights, but he was fantastic in this episode. Finally getting a goal for Nottingham Forest, his second of the season, I believe. And it was a wonderful goal that puts us 1-0 up against Yeovil Town. And with a little bit of pressure from Yeovil Town in the rest of the half, we actually do end up almost suffering an injury, though it did end up okay. He does get back up. And we're on the break after an attack for them. And look at this for a pass from Halford. And then Lansbury makes the cross, and Blackstock puts it all on the line with a fantastic header that makes it 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. And really, even before half-time, it looked like there was no way back for Yeovil Town. Obviously, they're not a very strong side, and we are. And oh my god, look at the risk that he put into that. He ends up turning himself inside out, but wonderful stuff from Lansbury. Amazing header from Blackstock. And we are 2-0 up just before half-time. And actually, that's not all the action from the first half. Blackstock gets another opportunity, and he makes it 3-0. What a goal from Blackstock. 3-0, 2 for Blackstock, 1 for Lansbury. And we are well on our way to another victory, retaining our undefeated run. And really, Yeovil Town are just not good enough to compete against Nottingham Forest and pull back 3 goals in the next half. I mean, sure, I know Crystal Palace did it to Liverpool, but it's a different situation. We've just been dominant. And look at this. It actually took until this moment where Cox, what a wonderful bit of play, makes it 4-0. Bye-bye Yeovil Town. An hour into the game, a wonderful first touch from Cox after a great setup from Blackstock as well. Look at this touch, just stops the ball and then finesses it into the opposite corner. Wonderful goal, and we are well on our way to another successful victory. Wonderful performance from Nottingham Forest. I'm so happy with that, and we do get the victory. 4-0 Nottingham Forest. We are still undefeated, and we are first place in the league. Can you believe it? Amazing stuff. And look at that, we're first in the league. 17 goals scored, 5 conceded. 6 wins, 3 draws, no losses. Fantastic stuff. And here's the squad report. And once again, we're going to be talking about the player of the month for me. Not a lot of changes from like the past month. A lot of the improvements have just stayed the same. No one in particular has gone up substantially since the change of the month. Lansbury, of course, had a great month. And so did a lot of players actually. I managed to play a good few players in this month and see how good everyone else was. I didn't actually play De Vries. I probably should. Ezekiel Fry is actually improving by 1, which is good for him because he is on loan. Eric Leai has been a great fullback. I'm probably going to use him in the first team quite a lot now. Dexter Blackstock improving to a 70 overall. Fantastic stuff for him. And actually, I rate him the player of the month, scoring an amazing few goals in this episode. And, you know, he was just great. He created chances, he scored chances, and that is all for today's episode, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in October. Bye-bye.